Don't ask, don't tell. We are back, man. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
You weren't sure?
Bad cop.
No, y'all had me fucked up on the break.
Fire.
That shit. You had me fucked up on the break. I can't rock with that shit.
Hey, man, listen. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo and Nyasha Cop has been nominated for ATL's hottest podcast radio show online. So please go to atlshottest.com and put that vote in there for us. You will see it down there as Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. While you're there, you can also vote for me as ATL's hottest online personality. You can also vote for me and my wife as ATL's hottest power couple. And I think that's it. Yeah. That's it. Oh, that was interesting. That
Very.
That was interesting.
Agreed.
Okay, so next topic, man. Can your faith in doing something one way block you from actually seeing alternate solutions?
Yes.
And what I mean with that, I'm gonna keep it simple. I remember back in the day, people used to, when we were younger, there was a lot of us, some people looking for jobs, being laid off, this, that, and the third. And, they were looking for jobs, but they tell you, yeah, man, I'm looking for a job. But you never saw them actually out looking for a job. I have faith in God. I put it in God's hands. It's like they was waiting for God to send job to the front door to knock on the door and say, hey, come on, I got 40 hours for you every week.
Follow me.
A lot of people, I'm a believer in faith, but I'm also a believer in the work. But sometimes I feel some people can have so much faith in doing something in a certain way or waiting so much faith in a person to do something for them that they actually lose sight on the actual goal. And so then they actually lose sight on alternate solutions.
Well, I don't think they understand the concept to begin with. If they feel like that it's going to come knocking at their door, or if they feel like somebody's going to come give it to them. I see so many people post for New Year's. I don't have a resolution this year. It's all in God's hands. No, that is not how it works. You have to have a plan that God can help you work. As you work, He will work with you and guide you. So if you have that in your mind, you starting off wrong already. You know what I'm saying? You're starting off wrong. And it's only through, somebody that care about you that can but if you're not open to it, which I think is a question, then yeah, you missing the mark. I'm learning that, yeah, you should be open to a lot. Yeah, I'm stern in my belief system, but where did that belief system stem from? You know what I'm saying? And if you just that heavy on everything that you think is right in your life, then you are closed off. And you're going to miss some things because things change often. You learn, you have to deprogram yourself to reprogram yourself. What you thought was right 10 years ago, you learn that it's another way to that. So I think that the answer is yes to that question. Definitely.
Ask a call, what you think about it?
I have to agree with you on this one too. It's like I think that the last probably 15 years in our community, the TD Jakes, prosperity people, you pray you're gonna get a Lexus in the driveway, a 450,000 square foot house, and all this stuff. I think people were praying for wealth; they weren't praying for guidance, because you're a blessing from God. You're praying. You want that blessing. Everybody's blessing's different. Your blessing may be you're a ditch digger, but God allows the seeds for all your kids to go to college. So blessing comes. Your blessing may be your health. Your blessing, you don't know what your blessing is going to be, and there's nothing in the Bible that says because you pray you're going to be rich. Your soul may be rich, but doesn't mean you're going to be rich. So I think a lot of people block it and a lot of people put it against Christianity. I don't think it's a Christian thing. I think if you're Muslim, Jewish, whatever, I think if you put blind faith where you don't question, because no matter what's in the book, the person that's speaking the word may not be rooted in God. He's but a vessel of God. I don't want to kill this, preaching, but, just because somebody has a Bible and in a pulpit doesn't make him. He's just but a vessel, and he's not guaranteed where he's going. So if you follow him blindly and don't question, you don't go back when you're in church and read the verses yourself and find out what's really being said, and then you might have to go to somebody else if you don't understand it. But don't take one person's word for anything. That's all I got.
So Don says it's not what you pray for, it's what you justly earn. Mom chimed in and said, good evening all. Faith is great, but the word state didn't finish, but I'm assuming she was about to say faith without works is
It's
dead.
Yeah.
And, and I think that pretty much sums that up, in my opinion, But there are a lot of people who do that. I got a personal story on that. I have an uncle who was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and he was told he needed treatment. He refused to do it, said God was going to heal him. And, God said this and God said that, and wouldn't get the treatment. Needless to say, my uncle is dead because he just refused it, And I was talking to him, and I said, hey, I understand your faith. However, didn't God bless these doctors with the knowledge to create these different things to help? You know what I mean? I said, why don't you believe that they were here for a reason? These things are done for a reason. You know what I mean? Why isn't your faith to say,
But what about the ones who let the doctors do what their hands were blessed to do, and they still die?
well,
It's your time. It's your time.
I guess one of those things is, that wraps it up what he just said. But, you have to, if they tell you without it, you're 100% going to die. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be at an expeditious rate. Mm-hmm. As opposed to if you try this, everybody knows what that bastard called cancer. There's no guarantees. Cancer is just a monster that it's one of the few things that it doesn't matter the race, the religion, the financial capacity.
It's horrible.
It you know what I mean? When you realize cancer is real when it takes away billionaires. Mm-hmm. Everybody question age after Magic Johnson and beat it and look like he's he gained weight there, and they'd be like, well, is it how real, But you ain't ever heard about cancer.
Right.
So
So I could give you 5 extra years. But I think it's a freedom. It's freedom of choice.
everything is freedom of choice. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at religion in its entirety, mm-hmm. it's about freedom of choice, mm-hmm. right? And so, however, I'm just saying in terms of this commentary, he believed his faith said not to do it, mm-hmm. and he justified it by that, But again, my theory on religion is simply, everything that you can justify, you can find something else to go against that mm-hmm. in that same book. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I'm just saying that's just a personal story of how he believed he said his faith said one thing, but didn't trust that the faith of others or the faith of modern technology may have saved his life.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Or gave him a lengthier life or a couple more
Or
years.
say that. Prostate cancer is it's not a death sentence.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not a death sentence. It's not like
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like
You're absolutely
some of the
right.
breast cancer, some other thing. Mm-hmm. Prostate's not a death sentence.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you about to say something?
I was going to go into it. I do believe that people let their faith blind them. Blind faith can blind you from other solutions. I'm a believer in prayer and faith. I don't think you should have one without the other. But, people pray for some things. I've done it. I pray for some things and then I realize there ain't no way that's coming my way. It's not coming my way. Whether it was because of me or for other circumstances, it was not coming my way. But now, if I was blinded with this blind faith that because I prayed for it and I was going to get it, I was going to keep on waiting on that thing to happen. But I think all of us pray for different things. But, praying for something and then having the faith in it to the point of where you just sit still and wait on it, that can alter you seeing for other solutions for it. Whether it's a sickness, whether it's an opportunity. If I prayed for a certain person to discover me, and I have faith that that person is going to discover me, I might block out somebody else discovering me because all I'm doing is waiting on this person. It's as simple as that. So, and I don't know what show I was watching, but this popped up in my head, and that's why I put it down there as, especially as with us as black people, we believe so much in prayer and, especially when we're talking to our aunties, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, things of that nature. But just pray on it, should. Those words, boy, sometimes they just come at the wrong time. Just pray on it, should.
Well, I've learned that life is solution based. You identify the problem, but it's going to take work to find the solution. In trying to find the solution, you can pray. You can pray for guidance in finding the solution, but you can't just pray.
Right,
You
for
just
the
cannot.
solution to just pop up.
Exactly. You just can't. Well, you can, but that's going to hold you back from other solutions.
Millennial says, I think we don't really use prayer properly. We use prayer as a request more than a constant gratitude. Prayer is the initial connection to God, universe. I like that. I agree with that 100%. It's a connection. You don't just sit on it. You know what I mean? Thank you, son, for finishing my sentence. My finger slipped. But when you pray, you must realize if it's God's will for your life makes someone else stronger.
Plus, a lot of times I think people forget when you're praying and you're asking God to save you, your idea of being saved may be that new job or whatever. And God's way of saving you might be putting you where he sees fit for you to be in a better place.
So that's why you ask for guidance.
And your dream may not be right then. He may be setting you up for something 5 years later because your faith and your servitude is going to get you where you need to be. And I think a lot of people miss that. I think we're people now of instant gratification. Everybody wants it right now.
I call it a microwave society. Everybody expect to put something in there and get a full meal out. Need to go back to the days where it took all day Sunday before you got your Sunday dinner. Right now, you can go in there at 5 o'clock, 5:15, you eating. You know what I'm saying? You eating. And I think that's what's happened a lot with a lot of society, that to where we look for instant gratification instead of looking for the actual
do you think
work.
that's because of what's presented out there, though? I
Most
mean,
definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They don't even understand because the person is in the forefront in the light. All we see is the glitz and the
Is
glam.
the end of
We
it.
don't know how you
Right.
got there. So we don't even understand that it's a process behind this thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it should be more talked about of the process, the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs, the weariness, when you feel like giving up, all of that should be talked about because that is a part of the win.
That's why I love seeing documentaries now.
That's a great point.
When they
I don't think they
speaking
look
on-
for that, though.
When documentaries speak on somebody's journey to it. LeBron has done a lot of them. Of course, back in the day, really wasn't document-worthy people out there to actually have the thought process to let me document this path. But to see the documentaries where they see people how they struggled at it at the beginning, to hear some of these people say, I missed out on things in life early, like everybody else was doing the party, I was doing this. A lot of people don't get that part, like you said, because right now, all you see is the win. You don't see the struggle to get to the win. A lot of people don't see that, and I think that's a great point. That's what's guiding that microwave
To see
society.
the struggle to get to the win and the struggle to maintain it.
Right.
Keep winning.
But
Yeah,
I do believe that there are some people out there that really respect that. And when you start sharing your story, you become more of the one that people want to hear from other than the glitz and the glam, because half the glitz and the glam ain't even glitz and glam. It's front. It's all what you say, cap. Yeah, it is, and you can't tell one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So that's becoming, to me, I believe that's becoming less respected. I don't want to see that. How you get there? What did you do? And see, that's another thing. Our culture don't share knowledge. Once you get there, it's like, so tell me, what did you do? Girl, I prayed. No, motherfucker, what did you do? What, you know what I'm saying? Don't give me step by step, but just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
They like get there and they ain't, it's like shit. But on the flip side of that, a lot of people who get there, they didn't get the help either. So they this is their attitude. Ain't nobody help me. When I was in need, you can't have that type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I just believe that the process is very important. And a lot of people keep that deep within, and they hold that, and they let that, they struggle with that internally. Let it out. Because you don't even know how many people is going through the same thing and can identify with that.
Right.
It's very important. I'm working on that personally.
So as you said, some people are praying for that. As you said, the glitz and glamour. They're praying for that. They're not praying for the guidance to get there.
Exactly.
That's a solid point.
Yeah, it's turned out well.
Or the struggle that it takes in between, not even acknowledging that there was a struggle, because all they see is, like you said, the current result, but not all the stuff that it took to get there.
Yeah.
And a person, but you know, and it goes to that, you know, level of faith, you know, because sometimes people's faith, I think, is it's an unrealistic thing, because they don't want to put the work
with
in.
it, yeah.
You know, they just want, you know.
It's easy to pray from home. Watching TV.
You know, but
Five bologna sandwiches.
for the people who are working.
I want to be acting like Denzel, but I ain't went to one acting class. I ain't did no studio time. I ain't do nothing, but you know, I'm gonna be the next Denzel.
And that's
Hey,
the
boy.
other part
Because
of
God
that is
said, or not the preacher said,
Right.
if you just put in $500 on this thing on Sunday,
You're gonna be blessed with abundance.
Fill your envelope up and write that name. Write what you want on that envelope, and just pray for 7 days, and a blessing's gonna come.
And you know what?
Not realizing that
I'm gonna
blessing
send that
was
pot
waking
around
up that
one.
day.
Look, I don't think y'all heard me. I'm gonna send the pot around one more time with some more envelopes.
I done seen them pass
Just write it
3
on,
times.
just write it on that envelope. And
times
folk
a
really
charm.
sit there and wait on that particular thing, and then okay.
And that's why you hear people say, for the ones that are working and praying, you know, it's times where you want to give up. It's times where you having tantrums with God. You kicking and screaming. You get weary. Don't quit, though, because you might quit right before what's due you. Keep
That's,
going.
you know what? That's going to be a good topic that we should
Preacher
do.
giving out prescription prayers. Prescription prayers.
Get our prescription prayers.
What happened?
Preacher
preacher
giving out prescription prayers.
But I think all three of y'all said the same thing earlier, though. Like, you don't know what that real blessing was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Because you sitting there waiting on something, and it really wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
You
You're
know
waiting
what I
on a
mean?
blessing that you saw somebody else get.
And that
Plan
might be
for-
your blessing that he doesn't allow you to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah, because he probably
Redirection, right?
already know that you can't handle it anyway. Everybody can't handle it. We've seen it.
Or everybody ain't ready
Or it's
for
just not
it.
made, or it's just not for you.
Exactly.
It's you saw something with your eyes, but it's not really for you. You know what I mean?
And that's a part of the shadow work. You got to figure out who the hell you are.
Yeah.
You got to figure out, like,
Folks ask me
who
all the
am
time about
I?
what you want, about shadow me in business and all that stuff, and I'd be like, what is it you really want?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, you got to find something that you really have a passion for. If you think you're just doing it for what you see, you're gonna be sadly disappointed. You better really make sure you got a passion for what you want to do.
Like
Yeah.
I've said, man, you got to understand your weaknesses before you can find your strengths.
Right.
If you don't know your weaknesses, how do you actually know your strengths? And you figure out your weaknesses, man, you can figure out what it is that you can actually do. You can still work on the weaknesses, but you can actually figure out what you want to do once you figure out what your weaknesses are.
Yeah, Angelo, it is about your passion, but I'm realizing too it's about your assignment. You
Yeah.
got an assignment here on earth. You know what I mean? Passion, you'll never feel like you're working because you're doing something you love. But what is the assignment? And that's what I'm being brought to. That's what I'm facing right now. Like, oh, shit, I got an assignment here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been running from
and
it.
you know what?
I got an assignment.
I think that is one of the things that we do not look for. We do not look for our assignments, and the ones that are, sometimes it takes a minute to actually get it.
You're right.
Sometimes it
Or
takes
you running
a minute
from
to
it.
get it.
You see it.
Exactly.
You know.
It
It's
could
like,
be that
I
too.
said, no, I don't want to do that. But it keeps coming back at you because that is what look, and I ain't gonna let up off of you because I prepared you for it. You're ready for it now. When you get to that point, you gotta just, hey, get the assignment. It's something really incredible in front of you if you just do it.
You heard what she said. Just do it, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Hey,
go to break right now.
Read that comment.
Wait, hold on.
Just read that
Hold
one
on,
comment
hold on,
real
hold on.
quick. Then go to break.
If we all activate the comprehension that God is in us, we will thrive. I ask everyone the same question when you hear God's voice. Is it Morgan Freeman or is it your voice?
Is it Morgan Freeman or what?
Or your own voice. It's 2 important days in your life, when you were born and when you find out why you were born.
I know that's right. Yes,
like
That's
Don.
that's that assignment, Don.
Yes, Don.
I
That's
feel
good
that.
one. I like
I feel that.
Don, I need some more coffee too. Hey, we'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
That's cool. At the end of this
end of
segment.
this one.
In this segment. You know what? We live. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cup.
We back, man. We back. There was
We're a little confusion. That's all. A little confusion.
yeah, I kind of forgot about it. There was something that we wanted you to talk about.
What?
We ain't gonna do it tonight. We'll do it next time.
What?
Make sure we know when you come, so we make sure we bring that up. But listen, I want to talk about, y'all heard about this dude Keith Lee, the restaurant guy. He's a restaurant guy.
I just saw it.
He's kind of a self-acclaimed restaurant critic. He's been going around the restaurants and doing this stuff on Twitter and everything. He has 11 million followers and everything,
On TikTok
and
or
something like, yeah. And he just goes to restaurants, and what he does is he usually gets food to go, so that you don't know
yeah.
that he's critiquing your food.
For
He
candy.
does it in the car or whatever. So he came to Atlanta. He came for Music Fest, and he messed around to one Music Fest or something like that, and he messed around and people found out. So he came to Atlanta, and he wanted to go to a couple of restaurants. And went to a couple of them. I'm going to just do 2 of them that he talked about. He talked about the Breakfast Club. He said the staff will not take their orders or even bring them water until everyone in the party arrived. They didn't recognize who he was, so he was actually able to sit down. But then when they recognized who he was, they started bringing food and everything. They complained that the restaurant charged them for butter. But the real milk and honey is the one that he tripped on in regards to their rules. They have certain rules at the real milk and honey. You can't do reservations. You can't do takeout orders. Those are some of the things. He said him and his family went inside to be seated, but were told that the restaurant was closing early for deep cleaning, despite people was getting inside to pick up the orders. Then when he personally went in, the restaurant actually tried to offer him a table after recognizing him, but he declined. So there's another guy, King Williams in Atlanta, that's also talking about the restaurants and everything. He said that the restaurant scene in Atlanta has become restaurant clubification. He said it creates this hype and popularity for the restaurant, but it doesn't necessarily create a good experience for you as a guest. He said things that loses is the nitpicky things, the service, the wait times, the decor, and those are valid pain points. He said what's happening in Atlanta, some restaurants have adopted the marketing strategies of club promoters to build up their customer base, because now spots are known to offer hookah, bottle service, arbitrary dress codes, no reservation options, so you're often waiting outside in a long line just to get a table. You think that does sound
I
like
would
a
say
club.
something about that real quick.
That
On the
does
hookah
sound like a
tip.
club.
Everybody doesn't like smoke. And I think it's foul when you're not in a business, when you're in like a regular restaurant, and some restaurants will let people get a hookah right by you, and you're inundated with smoke from a hookah when you may not like smoke. I think that's foul. Now, if it's a business that allows it, like a club or something like that, that's cool. But when you're going down and you're dropping some money on some food, I think it's foul when you gotta smell hookah and you don't like it.
2 things. I just read something where now there's a fee if your children are too loud.
Wow.
For real?
There's a fee that will go on your bill if your
Wow.
children are too loud. 2, how do you feel about us 4 making a reservation? I made the reservation for 4. They want my card because if y'all don't show up, they charging me per seat when you really could just give the freaking table to the next in line. But now, and this is an Atlanta thing, big time. So it's the argument is, okay, who giving their card?
Well,
You
I
know?
hate to say it and call us out as a people, but it's our restaurants. It's our restaurants. You're not getting that at Chops. You're not getting that at Bones. You're not getting that at Preachers. And so that's the issue I have. Now we got some fire ass restaurants in Atlanta, but it's like they all fall off when they kind of get full of themselves when they get popular. Like you said, you can have a reservation and you know you had a reservation, and they keep setting people ahead of you when you know you had a reservation. That's the issue I have with some of the spots in Atlanta.
I couldn't see somebody charging for kids being too loud, and if not, nor could I see actually paying it.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that.
You know what I mean? Because they can't force you to pay it. It's just like they can't force you to pay a tip. You can add it to my gratuity, but I can fight it. You can't force me to pay.
I've been forced before.
No.
And she was horrible. And that's the only reason why I said something like
You can't.
she
When I say you
didn't
can't be
wait on
forced,
me.
because if you don't pay for it, you decline that charge. Even if it takes calling the police, if they show up, they can't force
It's a civil
you.
matter.
They can't force you to pay that. Only thing I'm going to pay what I ordered. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
And so if you try to charge me for loudness, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay for what
That's
I
what I
ordered. You
mean.
can call
I
your
was just,
manager.
like, bummed,
You can dial
like, wow.
911. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to pay. I'm not leaving. I'm going to pay for what I ordered. I didn't order loud noise. That's not on the menu. Not going to pay that. You know what I mean? But I think that's crazy. Some of that stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what
Atlanta's just out of pocket.
yeah, and a lot of people, like I said, I read up on it a little bit. They was basically saying because of the Atlanta club scene, this is what restaurants are doing because some reason they feel, and again, I think as Asa Cop said,
Kids.
it's just
They fucking kids.
He said
it's ours.
kids.
It's our restaurants. It's our restaurants. They feel like they're losing their customer base to the clubs because clubs is offering food.
But
So
they've
they-
been offering food, though.
And I don't get it.
And restaurants
Yeah.
usually stay open all day, and clubs are nighttime-ish, Just
I've been told
Well,
that-
it goes back to the model of a lot of these cultures is just simply the club scene brings on a certain demographic, which brings on certain price points. You know what I mean? I can charge more because you're going to come buy bottles, you're going to do this, you're going to do all these extra things, so I'm going to make way more money. You know what I mean? Once I establish that, that's the reality. If I establish that club scene, that club...
But there
that
are
club
restaurants. There are restaurants.
I understand that, but
that don't do
that
any of
restaurant
that,
may
and they
have
still make their
if
money.
they may have served 10 people all day long.
If they get certain
But then I
people
bring
to show
in
up.
then I bring in this demographic. Now it's a group
Yeah.
on top of group. Now it's about being seen. Now it's about popping bottles. Now it's about
Yeah.
hookahs. It's different environments. I'm gonna make so much more money.
And I'll give you an example. A club owner that I know, he had a club, and the club used to be 2 other clubs before he got it. And it was so much that was allowed. And he was like, no, I don't want to run my club like this, and blah, blah, blah. He wasn't getting nobody. As soon as he allowed weed up in there,
Game
I'm talking
change.
about
Yeah.
what?
Game changes.
Yeah.
The whole game changed. And
Yeah.
I was just like, whoa.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Everybody know I used to own a strip club, and I remember
the phase are quite nice.
when we first remodeled, we went in there and we said We not no more weed smoking. Hey, we came there, no more weed smoke, and then the security would charge them extra if they wanted to just bring it. I mean, and let me tell you something, man. We went about 2-3 weeks, man. It was a ghost town in that joke. I'm talking about you were looking around, you were like, what in the world? Hey, we put out in the streets real quick. Hey, whoever came with that policy was stupid. That junk over with. hey, when I tell you that junk was a ghost town, man, them folks like, oh, we can't smoke. Okay. Yeah, that. So when them bills kick in, you start allowing things you wouldn't allow before, and that's all that is. But for a restaurant, and you're right, it's our people, but something led them to doing that jump.
And let's say with the gratuity, I get it if you come in with a party of 10. All right, it's usually 8. Yeah. We're gonna add a gratuity to your ticket. But when you adding a gratuity to a 1-person meal, or if you, and me, I'm usually at a cigar lounge, and some of the cigar lounges now, I've gone to the bar because I didn't feel like I was outside. I ain't want to wait for the waitress. I walked up to the bar and ordered a beer. It was in a bottle. All they did was twist the top off. And there was a gratuity up there. And I refused to pay it because I'm like, all you did was twist the top off. I actually planned on giving you a gratuity. But what makes you think that you can just do that?
So let me just, because y'all in my realm, let me just defend the reasons why that happens, right?
Go ahead.
And especially in this current economy, these particular times, like I know, folks don't want to work, right? And it is very, very hard to maintain employees. And a lot of times the only way, especially if the business is not doing, a lot of these restaurants, while they do these things, most of them only have 1 or 2 good nights a week at best. You know what I'm saying? They don't have 1 or 2 good nights. And so, but you have to staff it 5, 6, 7 days a week, however you open. So folks, it's hard to keep a good bartender, when they might leave that night making only $12 the whole night because nobody tipped. And that's what happens. They'll come in. It's hard for to keep a good servers in there if, they didn't serve this table, that table, and that table, and between 3 of them tables, they got $5.
I mean,
they're not gonna stay.
And actually, there are a lot of people, more than you would think, that really don't pay attention to the bill.
Oh, yeah.
And they over tipping. The gratuity is right there.
Oh yeah, sure.
And they over tipping, so it makes
my
for
point
it
is,
better.
without that gratuity being in there,
You're right.
They may walk away with nothing.
You're absolutely right, because if they don't tip anything, at least they got.
At least they got something.
Right.
And
that's why that's why it happens a lot of times.
When I go there,
if I tell my servers their gratuity is already built in, they know, okay. And it's unfortunate sometimes because they can pre-calculate how much they're gonna make. Sometimes it makes them weaker servers because they already know they made their money, so they don't go and do that second round. Know what I'm saying? But without it, you're not gonna keep them. They're gonna be gone. But go ahead.
This establishment that I'm speaking of, I know that they have 5 great nights. Great nights. And I get it. And I do know that us as black people, we're not tippers. We're not. Overall, we're not tippers. We do tip, but overall, we're not good tippers. So I get that part.
I tip.
Unless you understand how they live because you've been in that industry.
And the folks that's in the service industry are the best. They tip.
They tip
because they respect the game.
Understand. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And plus, you got to realize too, like if you go into a bar, I don't care what I order on the first drink. If it's 1 beer, I'm putting a 20 down and walking away.
Well, you go ahead.
Huh?
You go ahead and do that.
No, because when you do it, the next time I come up to the bar, my drink is waiting.
Man, shit.
Is it free though?
If I'm just
Doesn't
getting a
need to
beer,
be some. You just gave
You left
$20
$20
on one
No, a
beer.
beer is gonna be $9, $11 if you're getting a beer is expensive. Beers ain't cheap. You're giving a bartender a $9 tip, but think about this: every time you come up after that, your drink is already ready. You know how bartenders will see a sea of people and go that one dude to tip, and your drink is right there.
Yeah, I get that.
Don said blacks give the high five, low five, but no $5 tip.
I ain't getting no.
My
I believe
mama,
I
I'm gonna tell
always
you
tip
something.
good.
Even when I was a young girl, my mama, she is horrible. We been ate a whole spread. She like, whatever. They getting 2 and 2.
Always
What
gonna
you mean 2 and 2?
Your
It's
service
me and
is
you.
better.
They getting 2 and 2. I'm like, Ma, you wrong.
Your service is
You
better,
wrong
and when
for
you come in that spot again with your next date, guarantee you everything's gonna be like bam, 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 bam. Your food's there, bam.
Well, I've been
Nothing-
on dates and I'm like, can I see how much you tipping? I've been in the industry, and I'm gonna help you out. No, I'm sorry, that's not enough.
Yeah, I'm glad you're on a date with me. I'm tipping what the hell I want to tip.
Can you tip a
Always
little
tip
bit
good.
more?
I'll say,
Please and
I'll
thank
take care
you.
of the bill. You can
Always
tip.
good.
All right, y'all. She told us to wrap it up, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Oh,
Black people tip.
tip black people.
Yeah, just tip. I ain't saying
Black
leave
people
20
tip.
for. I ain't saying leave
The
20
ninjas
for.
don't tip.
I ain't saying leave 20 for a beer, but tip.
But you just said you wouldn't even tip for a beer. You talking about black people tip?
I will
you
tip for a beer, but I'll tip for a beer, but you're not gonna force me to tip.
Oh, I thought
for
you
a
said
beer.
you weren't gonna tip.
Oh,
for
I
a
was
beer.
gonna tip you, but you forced me to tip.
No, you
forced
said a
me.
20
He said
for
20.
a beer. A
I
beer
ain't
is
doing no
$9?
20 for a beer.
Yeah, see, you tell
Okay,
you date.
I thought it was
yeah,
$5.
No, what?
Bell rung
Where's
again,
a bill
y'all.
$5? Let me know where
Y'all,
bill $5
hey, y'all getting Angelo in trouble.
Top 5.
Angelo, what you got, bro? Top 5.
All right. Top 5, man. Top 5. Number 1, I see you checked in late. But this was a great top 5 she suggested last week on Ghouls and Goblin Day. This is that Halloween day.
Oh, right. Happy Halloween, people.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So in lieu of, well, not in lieu of, in I guess honor. I don't know if you honor this day, but of this day of Halloween, which I don't really celebrate, but we're gonna go with your top 5 Halloween treats, candy treats that when you can go back to your childhood days, what you look forward to seeing in your little basket or bucket. You usually had a cute little Halloween bucket. I don't know if they still do
Oh
that
yeah,
no more.
little pumpkin.
Yeah,
Little pumpkin bucket.
You know what I mean?
Get that school.
Top 5 things you couldn't wait to get in your bucket.
I'll go. Bitter honey. Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
You got Slim Jims?
Y'all like Slim Jim?
No, but did you get them in the bucket?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
She said, oh.
Tootsie Rolls. And
That's a good one.
what's some things called? No, I'm lying because I used to take my kids' candy. But Jawbreakers and Reese's.
Do they make Jawbreakers anymore?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
They call what?
Gobstopper.
Oh, for real?
Gobstoppers, yeah.
I've never known that. I've never known that.
I'll go next. Caramel, I don't know what they call it. The caramel blocks. The blocks of
In a
caramel.
little packet, in a little wrapper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
What's
stuck
the-
all in your
Stay in
teeth.
your
Stuck all
Stay
in
in
your
teeth
teeth.
forever.
All in your
Crap.
teeth.
Yeah.
The strawberries. The strawberry, it's in a strawberry packet with the green.
The church candy. Yeah, that's
little
it.
church candy. That's exactly what it was.
Exactly what it was.
Yeah.
For some reason, I always came across a neighbor who had who gave me an apple.
After they talked about raising
They were
legs
giving
and
away
apples,
apples.
I think those apples died off after that.
Yes, because I was in Detroit, so it came a time when we had to take our bags to the police
They
station.
had apples in Detroit.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Them times,
Yeah,
I
those times.
remember
we had
those.
to take them to the police
Make
station
sure.
to get them checked. Yeah.
Yeah, that check.
Yeah.
Razor blades and all
Razor
that
blades.
BS.
Right, yeah.
Especially in them apples.
Yeah.
That's where they put
Especially
them
in the
pins in them apples and the pins and razor blades in the apples. Dangerous, yeah. All right, got 2 more.
Y'all know me.
You top off at 3 every time. Later on, she's gonna be, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Hold up, y'all, yeah, Twizzler.
Boston baked beans.
No. Ooh, no. I know I said the best candy, but my mom, she took me trick or treating or took me to a house trick or treating or a church, and she always took my candy. I was never able to.
Hey, let me tell
candy?
you. Hey, look.
She gave me the experience, but
tell you
peanuts was
something.
my snack. You know, I just couldn't eat.
There was tonight. Me and Casper and my neighbor, they put the candy out. Of course, they were sitting out smoking cigars with a fire. And I wasn't out there, but they said that this lady came up with a baby. It wasn't even 2 yet in the stroller, and had the nerve to reach into the candy thing, and said the baby can't eat the candy yet. What the hell is you doing here?
No, I wasn't a toddler. I was old enough to go get the candy myself, and then she would be in the background like, okay, hand it over, and I give you one piece a month until the shit go bad.
Right, she
Bless her heart.
pimping. But yeah, I do remember back in the day of getting all the candy and you needed to get it inspected,
Yes.
because of you didn't know what was in it or whatever. But mine was the number one was M&Ms, the little small
peanuts?
packs, the little small. No, not the
No,
peanut.
the other
I
ones.
hated when they gave me the peanut ones, but the little small packs of M&Ms. I would always try and grab more than 3. The little small Twix bars when they first came out. Kit Kat.
Kit
Yep.
Kat.
Kit Kat. Yeah. Kit Kat. Kit Kat started me on a life of chasing Kit Kat.
No word.
I was trying to think that too. Like,
Started me
man,
on a life of chasing Kit Kat. Smarties, of course. It's still the candy that I cannot turn down and cannot eat the right amount. I just can't. I have to eat the whole bag. And then I said M&M's was number one, but right up under that is the Blow Pops.
Blow pops.
Yeah.
That's those ones with the whistle.
No, that's the
one
one
with
that
the gum
got
inside.
that chewing gum in the middle.
What about the ones with the other Tootsie Roll?
Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie
in-
Roll.
on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my
Tootsie Roll
that-
Pops.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tootsie Roll Pops.
Yeah, that Blow Pop, man, you never could. You
That
always
gum
had to
got-
bite that much. You always had to bite it. You never could get all the way to the middle. You always had to bite it.
But that
You
gum
always had
got
to
so
bite it,
hard
man.
so quick.
He was
And that
anticipating.
taste went out so quick.
Yeah, the gum didn't laugh at nothing.
Nah.
Yeah, because,
And,
yeah.
and you can blow bubbles with it.
No.
At all.
You couldn't blow bubbles, just spit that junk out, man.
And now that you said that,
Yeah.
honorable mention has to be what was it? Bubblicious,
Bubblicious.
Bubble Yum, Bubblicious? Yeah, Bubblicious.
Bubble
I think
Yum,
was
Bubble
my-
Gum.
Yeah, I like Bubblicious more, even though the flavor got gone real fast. I like that a little more, yeah. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna scroll up here.
Yeah, man, my tablet died. I don't understand that. Thought I charged it up before I left. Damn.
Let's see. Okay, Ben did his. Number one got Butterfingers, Lemon Heads, Red Hots,
Lemonade.
Red Hots.
Pickup Sticks. Wow, Pickup Sticks. Yeah, you went back on that one.
Pickup
Candy
Sticks.
Apples.
Oh, candy apple.
Oh,
Yeah.
candy. No, I like caramel apples, so I never.
Pickup Sticks, little candy things. You could scoop them up.
Yeah.
But they changed it. Back. Yeah, with Pickup Sticks back then.
Yeah, that's
Eat the sugars. Yeah,
Yeah.
eat the sugar spoon.
Oh,
That's
yes,
right.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes,
right.
yes. I got that sometimes.
And going back to better times, Mr. Vic put up there and he said popcorn balls.
He's-
Old
he's-
lady
You
he's
said-
determined, you determined to get that in.
you
ain't
determined to get that
yeah, the popcorn balls. I remember those days.
you? As I continue to read the comments.
Little bag like that, sandwich bag. Yeah, popcorn ball.
Oh,
Hold on, you know
Popcorn,
what?
but it
You know
was
what?
balls.
Let's
Yeah,
give him a
it was
moment.
like-
Hold on. Don't read them all.
Shit.
Because everybody didn't hear you. Go ahead. Because we were talking, and I know you want to talk about these popcorn balls. So go ahead. Give a shout out to Todd Vic and talk about the popcorn balls.
Todd Vic, he's right on point about the popcorn balls. Back in the day, before everybody got roguish, and you could people could cook food, old ladies would have the popcorn balls and little sandwich bags, and then hand those out.
so it's a ball.
And shout out to all my
of
fellow
popcorn.
Chapel Hill people, the badge snatchers.
Determined to get that out.
Yeah, I'm better.
Okay.
No, that's not bad. Remember, you know, somebody said something that actually brings back memories. Of
Algorithm.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Oh.
All right. My other lady got candy corn,
Ooh-wee.
chocolate bars, sugar babies. That's a good
Oh.
one.
I still love
Sugar babies. Good one. Pixie
still love Sugar
sticks.
Babies.
Sugar daddy, sugar
Oh man, she got another good one. The candy necklace. We used to have those
Oh,
joints in
wow.
school. The
Listen, I thought about that.
Oh,
so you know about the candy
JT,
necklace
yes,
too?
I know about the candy necklace.
And another good one, candy cigarettes. You used to love the little candy cigarettes. Everybody act like they smoking and eat it. Yeah. They too blow.
Was that- but what-
Eat that junk on down.
Was it? No, but was it? It was gum though, right? It was gum.
it was gum,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh man, it's a good one, good one.
See, that's
Glenn,
when kids was kids.
yeah, no doubt. Glenn,
Just had fun.
oof. Glenn got lemon heads, fire hots,
Lemon heads, yep.
goobers, taffy,
Fireballs.
and Baby Ruth. That's the movie candy, right? Number one through an honorable mention of icebergs. Trying to remember. Okay. And fresh popcorn from the late great neighborhood candy lady, Miss Dean. Because everybody had a candy lady. My mom got candy apples, butter honey, Tootsie Rolls, peanut, and Kool-Aid sticks. Yeah, I had Kool-Aid sticks, one of
Pixie
mine
sticks.
too. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Bitter House.
I love caramel apples so much. I don't think I've ever tasted a candy apple. Is it good?
Yeah, it's
It
good.
just seemed like a problem.
Now, it's a
To
problem.
It was a
get down
problem.
It's a
to-
problem now. Don't get it
Yeah,
twisted.
it was a problem.
If they were made right, they were a
Like a
problem.
problem.
Look, hey, look.
To get down to the
your face had
apple.
candy all
Loose teeth.
around here, boy. You had candy
That was
all
the fun
over
part.
your
The
face.
fun part was the problem.
Yeah.
That caramel apples. is
Trying to
better.
get into that
I
joker.
love them apples.
Let's see. And number one says she know what squirrels are. She spent her lunch money at the candy store on them. Glenn said miss one Hubble Bubble.
Couple bubbles.
Peanut butter kisses. Let's see here.
What's Hubble Bubble?
Bubble gum.
Bubblicious?
Yeah.
Hubble Bubble.
Kids have it
And
today,
that was
though. They
crazy,
get
man.
Gummy bears and shit like that.
Wasn't that crazy how all those little gums had powder on it? All of it.
It was crack.
Bazooka bubble gum.
Pre-crack epidemic. All right. Arlene said she gave her great granddaughter a bag and she was 1 month old. King is 2 in love getting his candy in his bucket. Yeah, the buckets are the old school. You gotta have the buckets. Tootsie Pop only takes 3 licks to get to the center. Right. That was the commercial.
Yep.
Number one said her mother, Helen B, was our police. She inspected them and let's have a couple per day. We had candy till Christmas. I believe that. Candy lady did popcorn balls straight out the black kettle. Sugar baby, sugar daddies. Candy apples are the truth. Said you don't know what you're missing. Goobers were good too. All right. I wrote mine down because I want to make sure I didn't try to repeat everybody's.
You cheated.
No, I didn't want to repeat everybody else's. So as I was saying them, I was like, okay, I can't use that one.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So I didn't hear Now Laters, which was one of my
Oh,
favorites.
man. Wow.
How we miss
Now,
Now
ladies.
Laters?
How y'all miss
Right.
Now
But I
Laters,
ain't
right?
get none in my bucket though. I never got now later.
Really?
No.
Oh, shame on your neighborhood.
I guess that was the cheapest, easiest thing to do.
Shame on your neighborhood. Now Laters are good. I didn't hear Three Musketeers. And Three Musketeers are still one of my favorite candy bars. I didn't hear Jelly Beans.
Oh,
And
yes.
I always hated
They
jelly
gave
beans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did. I
Absolutely.
ain't like jelly beans.
I hate
yeah.
jelly beans.
Yeah.
I love
I ain't
jelly
like
beans.
jelly beans. I
Yeah.
just suck the candy off the outside and throw the damn jelly away.
I'm
I know. After I said it, I was like, damn.
Everybody said my favorite because I still eat them to this day. My lemon head, so I'm gonna skip that one. I didn't get the little. You remember the little pacifier candies. Had like
Yes. How we forget that?
yeah, ring pops. Yeah, like they weren't called ring pops then, but yeah,
Wait,
but
it's the ring.
I don't
right?
think they were.
The
Huh?
ring?
Yeah, it's like-
Yeah,
They had
the
a
ring.
ring.
Yeah.
Now you
And
definitely
it had
got
some.
that for Halloween.
They had some
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
can hang around your neck too. And
Yeah,
you can put,
definitely.
And then old favorite oldie but goodie of mine. I didn't even think they made them anymore. But guess what? I just saw on Amazon that they still make Chuckles, and I'm gonna order me some Chuckles.
What are those?
Chuckles are like little Jew jellies. They're like little square, like little Jew jelly type joints. Oh man, they came in green, red, orange, and yellow. At $5 in a pack. Yep. Chuckles.
not lemon, but yellow.
Yellow. Yeah, they weren't limited with yellow.
Yellow.
And that's what the package said.
So with all that being said, don't you remember being able to go to this corner store with 50 cents
Oh yeah.
and buy penny candy?
Sure them. Yeah.
Like walk out with a whole bag. Like walk out with a whole bag. And I lived in Detroit, so if you took bottles and cans
man.
to the store, you
What?
got 10 cents a piece. Boo boo. If you could make it on your bike without busting them all up.
Yeah. 10-cent
She said
bottles.
she bought a ring pop yesterday at Pumpkin Patch.
10-cent
They
bottles.
jelly
Boy.
bean
I
not the
remember
same as the
that.
older days. I want some Chuckles. Yeah, I'm gonna order some Chuckles. I just saw it on Amazon.
I ain't never heard of Chuckles.
Oh, the Neapolitan candy. Yeah, that was good too.
Neapolitan?
That was that coconut. It's coconut.
Oh, okay.
Just multiple flavor.
Ask a cop. What you got, bro?
Just stop the violence. Atlanta, although the violence has gone down, the amount of shootings in Atlanta, it's ridiculous. Every weekend is something. Stop it. If you see somebody and they're doing stuff, call it in. People aren't calling stuff in, but yet when you see the actual video, there's 4 or 5 cars driving by. You got to call that stuff in, people. That no snitching stuff is for infecteds and ninjas. So black people, call it in when you see somebody destroying your neighborhood.
What are you doing?
The face, though. The face.
The face. Yeah, just stop it.
Sound is off, but damn.
Yeah, so what you got while he's fixing his phone?
Life is love. But you cannot love life until you start loving yourself. Can't give love. You can't even receive it if you don't start with loving who you are.
That's that new journey you on, huh?
Yes, it is.
All right then. Let me go.
Yeah.
I ain't even look up. Look up.
Turn my volume down. I'm good.
Hey man, it's voting season time. Look at your surroundings. Look at all the things around. Look in your neighborhoods. And vote where you see you need help at. Think globally. Vote locally. Make good decisions. Let's stop arguing about it. We're not doing nothing about it. All right. So it's that time, folks. You got to start looking at reality. All the stuff that's going on across the country. Our schools are still in danger, yet we're stealing money across the water, and we're not protecting our own. We need to start speaking out, and you got to start in your local communities. That's all I got.
All right, I don't have much. Again, Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo has been nominated for ATL's Hottest, so please go to atlshottest.com and make that vote for me. And also, man, I actually got an honor this week that I was not expecting. I usually expect nominations, but I'm actually being honored and by the Bosses and Bossettas of 2023. They had over 100 nominations. It's a global award, and I have been recognized as a Lifetime Achievement Award winner for the one male to watch in Georgia.
Congratulations.
Because of Classic Konversations, and also because of my, baseline of also, mental health awareness, that type of thing. This one caught me off guard, seriously. Nominee I'm used to, but actually get an honor of it, to be an honoree of it. So in other words, I am getting an award.
Congratulations.
You ain't got to vote for it. So it kind of helped me recognize my mission.
Assignment.
Messing around with Dr. Cindy, working with her and everything, and being a keynote speaker. I touched a lot of people there, and then this comes through. So I actually am in the process. I've already contacted somebody. I'm already in the process of writing my book, so be on the lookout for that. But I will get you the information. I think it's December 2nd, so if you want to come see your boy accept his award, I would love to have you there. I'll get you that information soon. All right. And that is going to be it, man.
Hey, man, check your local. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go. But just, number one, point out something that's important, like elections in Douglasville for Douglasville residents. You have to check your community and see what's going on, because there's elections going on in your community. Don't take those things lightly. Look at what's going on in your community. Don't say, I'm going to wait till the president election and you expect changes. Doesn't work that way, folks. Just wake up, all right?
Matter of fact, with that, I need to say this because I live in East Point, but I actually have an address of Atlanta. So anybody that's over there off the Camp Creek area, make sure that you actually find out where you're actually supposed to vote. Because even though I have an Atlanta address, my voting is for the East Point rules and laws and things of that nature. So make sure that you check that when you are voting, because of the size of the post offices in certain areas. They will give you a certain address so that that city can actually handle your mail deliveries, but you actually live in a totally different city. So make sure that you check that when you're looking to make these votes. And yeah, that's going to do it, man. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cup.
And we out. You dig?
Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to read. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.